call to order the Board of Aldermen public hearing for September 23rd. It will be a public hearing for property owned by Carl Stallman, residential property owned by Carl Stallman, next to O'Reilly. Does anyone have any questions? Questions about the public hearing? So we'll go ahead and close the public hearing.
Mr. Macon.
technical trees here. But it clears up.
I was back and forth between Union and Jeff City on Saturday, the rain both on the way there and on the way back to not a lot out of control.
This is probably the heaviest. We have a letter from planning and zoning for a recommendation. I don't think it's in the recommendation from planning and zoning to accept this rezoning for tree corridor. I know they approved it, but I don't see it.
Well, here, all the properties. Which one is it?
I don't know.
Well, who's the coming?
He's in the office, I was just talking to him.
It is, isn't it?
I don't have anything on the agenda.
Unless, because this is, because this is what?
Do you only meet once a month?
There's
There's nothing on the agenda, you just skip it?
We just send out a notice to the schedule.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Does there, anybody else have the itemized financials to do?
The council report.
You mean the council report?
Oh, yeah, this is,
It was emailed,
yeah, this is
Because-
separate, but it is in the packet.
no, it's not, but it is in your email.
Oh, yeah.
Typically, it's here and we all sign it with the clerk.
Okay.
Is that,
Well,
is that what the, I'm gonna see like there with the recorder. Okay.
Well, I mean, like I said, I didn't know I have all my stuff on it, so,
Yeah. Is that in there? Is there a place on that wall?
yes, it is.
Sorry about that, I didn't realize you guys signed it. I've got an electronic copy of it, I just didn't print it out, so I didn't know if you guys actually signed it.
It was just sitting here, so I thought everyone had copies, so I just went down and started marking away and didn't realize it wasn't my copy.
Yeah.
Call the order of the Board of Aldermen meeting for September 23rd. May I have roll call, please?
Alderman Sykes. Here. Alderman Dorward. Aye. Administrator Wilkie.
here.
Mayor Bailey.
Here.
Attorney Foss.
Here.
Alderman Saley. Here. Alderman Shelton. Here.
Everybody join me for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The first item we have on the agenda is the consent agenda. We have the council report, the Board of Alderman minutes from September 9th, 2024, the executive alderman minutes from September 9th, 2024, and the collector's report, August 2024.
I would like to ask for an addition to the minutes to reflect the motion that was made for the recommendation for Park Board and then the action that the board took when it failed to make it a second. And then I will make a motion to accept the consent agenda with those corrections.
On the site, what page was that on that you were showing me?
It is the first page of the minutes for the Alderman meeting on September 9th. Under new business, it doesn't reflect the action of the board under that recommendation.
If you, and I apologize if you don't mind me asking, you seconded,
I made a motion
You made a
to accept the recommendation, and it died due to lack of second.
It was the recommendation of the mayor,
Correct.
not.
Correct.
Motion.
we'll make that change.
Made a motion.
I did. One of them, the second, to accept the consent agenda with corrections. I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Sykes?
Aye.
Alderman Delory,
Aye.
Alderman Saley?
Aye.
Alderman Shelby?
Aye.
Motion carries. New business, past due business licenses. Administrator Welty?
Yes, Mayor, members of the board, this is, sorry. What?
I messed up.
Well, let me just go ahead and finish.
Yep.
We'll finish this then, but
Sure.
this is just the yearly review of business licenses. We've got a few that have not renewed, and after multiple attempts, we have been unable to get them to renew. So we're just asking permission from the mayor and the board to move these on to the attorney so that we can take action to move forward with these. I recommend approval.
Make a motion to support moving these past due business licenses on to the city attorney.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Sykes?
Aye.
Alderman Delory,
Aye.
Alderman Saley?
Aye.
Alderman Shelby?
Aye.
Motion carries. I want to welcome Mr. Welty and introduce Administrator Welty and give him the opportunity to say a few words.
Well, I'll make it short and sweet. I thank you for the opportunity. I want to thank all five of you for the opportunity, for showing your trust in me. I'm looking forward to working with y'all. I'm looking forward to representing the city. I have 20 years of experience in municipal government, and so I bring that with me to the table, and I hope to represent the city in the most respectful manner possible. I fully expect that this board will hold me accountable, and on my side, I will hold you guys accountable as well. So looking forward to working with you guys, really excited about this opportunity, and I will tell you that I've spent the first 3 days here meeting a lot of your staff. I am extremely impressed. You guys have a great staff here. And I did want to quickly recognize someone that I think does not get a lot of recognition. Miss Megan Campbell has worked in this office for your city for many, many years. And the one thing that I noticed right away when I came in is she's literally the glue that's holding together the administrative offices around here. So you guys should be very proud of the work that she has done. I know I am. I don't think I could have gotten through the first 3 days without her help. Your management staff out here, got to know them pretty well. These guys are doing a great job. You guys should be very proud, and I'm just going to try and step in and keep this thing going, keep growing it, keep making it better. So I know I've talked to each of you. If you ever need anything from me, you're welcome to call me. I try to talk to just about everybody. I've got some tours planned. I've got some other things going on. I did start that board email chain, and I sent out an email earlier today with that in it. So any questions, my door is open. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. News adding Administrator Welty to the bank signature list.
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Seitz.
Aye.
Alderman Dolwer.
Aye.
Alderman Sailing.
Aye.
Alderman Shelton.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have ordinances.
I would like to introduce bill number 2024-40 for first and second reading by title only.
Bill number 2024-40, an ordinance rezoning part of the southeast quarter of the northwest quarter in section 25, township 42 north, range 1 west of 5th PM. Second reading, an ordinance rezoning part of the southeast quarter of the northwest quarter in section 25, township 42 north, range 1 west of the 5th PM.
I move to approve bill number 2024-40 as read.
I'll second.
May I have roll call, please?
Alderman Seitz.
Aye.
Alderman Dolwer.
Aye.
Alderman Sailing.
Aye.
Alderman Shelton.
Aye.
Motion carries. Bill number 2024-40 becomes ordinance number 2186.
Mayor, if I could just interject real quickly, it looks like on the agenda, the last 3 words of the ordinance and its title were deleted.
Is different on here.
If the board would be so inclined to let the mayor read owned by Carl Stallman, to make sure we have read the entire title twice. It just got,
It's different on the agenda than the.
right, so it just needs to be, if the board would accept a friendly motion, the mayor can include that in the title both times. I think it would comply with the law.
So that's what you want me to do, right?
I just want the mayor to say, owned by Carl Stallman, owned by Carl Stallman, and have the minutes reflect that the mayor added that.
Owned by Carl Stallman, owned by Carl Stallman. My apologies. It's different.
No, it's just,
Here.
Did you get that, Amanda?
this is what the mayor read. It's on the top of the ordinance, not the agenda. We're good. Thank you, Mayor.
Sorry about that.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Attorney Boss.
The only thing for the, I think the board probably knows, but our municipal judge, Dave Aaron, lost his battle with cancer on Friday. In accordance with our ordinance, whenever there is a vacancy in the position, our ordinance requires the mayor request the presiding judge of the 20th Judicial Circuit, Judge Hellman, to make an appointment to replace Judge Aaron to fill out the remainder of his term. I fully anticipate it'll be Judge Dan Leslie, who has been pinch hitting for Judge Aaron while he was undergoing his treatments and the like, but that formality started this evening, so I anticipate that probably happening as early as tomorrow. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Administrator Welty.
Yeah, I do have a couple things I want to update the board on. First of all, I want to tell the board that earlier this week, we did receive both a parade permit and a burn permit related to the homecoming. Those have been approved by the appropriate personnel. And so we are full speed ahead with the homecoming activities that are coming up. And then secondly, I had a conversation with the city's auditors. They need a few more, a little bit more documentation from me, which I'm working on, but I fully expect that we will have the audit completed near the end of this month and probably presented to the board sometime during one of the October meetings. I'm not used to it being this late. I'm not sure why it's this late, but in future years, you can be assured that we will have this information completed much earlier in the year. Let's see here, budget update. Probably going to be sending out an email to the 5 of you with some possible budget workshop dates. That'll be right around the end of October, 1st of November, somewhere in that time frame, to see what everybody is interested in there, what works well for everybody. And then last but not least, I'm also working with several staff members to do our ARPA fund reporting and get ARPA funds allocated by the end of the year. So that's kind of what I hit the ground running with, and going to keep going with that stuff, along with, of course, the appointment of a new city clerk, which needs to happen sooner rather than later as well. So that's what I got on my plate. Anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
Jason?
As you guys know, Autumn Leaf is building apartments on Cardwell Avenue. Craig and I talked to Tyler and John Lovelace about street lighting on Cardwell. They are taking up, their street, is my understanding, in their development is a private street, so they will have 6 street lights in there that are private that they will pay for. They've asked to add 3 to Cardwell that Ameren will install and maintain, but the city would need to pay the monthly fee associated with those streetlights. We don't really have a formal request for this. We talked about this a little bit in our department head meeting this morning. We probably should. So I don't know what the right direction is for that. Maybe Administrator Wilkie has some thoughts on that. I at least wanted to bring it here to let, to discuss that, let you guys know, aware that that may be coming. We haven't, just they had no 3 streetlights in the building each month, so.
There's one currently there, that one's new. Are they asking for 3 more besides the one?
2 more.
2 more.
So it's my understanding Ameren set a pole and put a light on it
Correct.
because they had a bunch of stuff stolen over there here a few
Correct.
months ago. And then, so there'll be that one plus 2 other decorative ground-mounted lights similar to what we have on Paul Parks and up Barber High School.
Okay.
Is the city already paying for the one that is there?
No, that was put up at the request of Lovelace last week, so they are asking us to take that one at some point,
So we'll have all 3.
yes.
My recommendation would be that if it's a city-owned street, that we own the streetlights that are on that street. Private streets, they can take care of their own
Right.
streetlights. Jason, in your opinion, are these streetlights necessary?
Yes. I mean, it's super dark over there. There's no
I would
lighting.
agree.
There's no lighting on that
It's
street at all.
super dark.
So it's
Lots
super
of
dark
traffic.
over there.
Well,
And
if
there's
the-
lots of traffic.
Lots of foot traffic.
So-
If the streetlights are necessary, then we will, and board has no objection to what we're doing, we will simply add those costs to our
Right.
annual budget and just move on.
Yeah,
I would agree.
okay.
Thank you,
That's
Jason.
all I have. You're welcome. Thank you.
Can you put those in motion to take on those 3?
I don't think that's necessary, but I'll look into it to make sure.
Chief?
Nothing at this time.
Craig? Nothing at this time. Sykes?
Don't forget, with the change of Board of Aldermen due to conference and the holiday, Park Board actually meets tomorrow. So, because we changed it, now we meet 2 nights in a row. But the Board of Aldermen has been invited to that special meeting to meet with the Park Board.
But
That's
I
it.
will not be able to attend.
Technically,
It's actually a special meeting for the Board of Aldermen now.
technically, it's a special, the way that I explained it to Clayton, and is that the Board of Aldermen does not go to other meetings. You guys are the top tier here in the city of St. Clair. So other boards come to you. And so we will have a special board meeting where the park board will discuss their agendas with the Board of Aldermen and myself. And we will use this time to kind of get on the same page with the park board and make sure that everybody is communicating properly moving forward. So that's the plan tomorrow night. Certainly wish you could make it, but if you can, as long as we got the other 3, I think we can get what we need to get done. There will be no voting at this meeting. It'll simply just be informational and kind of catch up on communication. So we'll update you, ma'am, later if we need to, for sure.
I'm making every effort to be here, but if I may be coming in at 5:59 3/4. It's my job.
That'll be acceptable. That'll be acceptable.
All those Sykes and Jason. Do the other board members have anything?
I do want to revisit, it's been several months ago, When the new Veterans Memorial was placed in, I had brought before the board if there was any interest about doing rededication with a new location. And at that time, we talked about the handprints, and I'd like to know where those handprints are. Are we going to be able to place them there? If not, maybe we need to think about doing a rededication and to hand those handprints over to those families whose veterans were there for that initial ceremony. And we've got plenty of time to think about that. It's November 11th, but I understand that the handprints are being stored someplace. Where are we on seeing if we can?
They're in the old hangar at the airport, and I went out there to see if I could get them here, and they are far too large for me to put in my truck. So Nick is on vacation this week, so I will have to get with him next week, and we'll have to get the crane truck out there or some other form of transportation to get them in the back of the truck. And get
So
them.
it probably isn't even feasible to turn these over to the families?
No, probably not.
And is it feasible to get those installed in that
Yeah.
area? Okay.
Yeah.
And well, I guess we can talk about that if we want to do rededication, because it is a nice, lovely area. It's Veterans Day. We don't do anything for Veterans Day, so
I'll make a note of it.
thank you.
I wanted to ask if we had thought any more about the shades in the gym for the pickleball folks. I mean, after thinking about it, and, I mean, if we have to allocate the ARPA funds, $750 for it to be easy for them, I'd like for us to consider doing that, whatever proper proposal process is. Last meeting, the park board, or pickleball people brought some options for installing like a tent on the windows, because when they're trying to play pickleball in the evening, if you're on this side, it is in your face, but there's some windows, and it was $750. So I didn't know if that was a park board item or if that was an alderman item, but you mentioned allocating ARPA funds, so I just wanted to make sure that was.
Very competitive, I definitely want to be on the other side, for sure.
Well, I hear they're very competitive myself, so.
Well, I mean, if we're just talking about tinting the windows,
There was a presentation, and I don't know that there isn't a lot in the minutes, which was something that I was going to address after. Go ahead, but there wasn't a lengthy discussion. Aaron Arndt did bring proposals, and he had an example. And we do have somebody here from the park board who probably could address that as well, because she was involved in that. And it was actually a frame that could be put in there, tinted, or they gave us the option of tinted.
It isn't a park board item, though.
and in my opinion, this is a infrastructure issue with City Hall, and it could be budgeted accordingly, and
I think that's what.
put it in 2025.
I think that's what they were doing. They were bringing it to us for consideration. I think that's the appropriate approach.
Well, why don't I just get some pricing from them, include it in your budget, and we can discuss whether or not you guys want to move forward with it at the budget workshops at the end of October. Does that sound okay with everyone?
Well, can I speak?
Just gonna use the podium.
Paula Dace, and my address is 3423 Danford Road. I have another
If you
option.
could, ma'am, could you please write your name there on there so that we can make sure that we get the minutes right? Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Sure. So I have another option. I made a set of curtains for one window at a cost of $20 per window. There's 14 windows in there, so it'd be $280 if it's, if you don't think the other option is feasible. But with a tension rod and fabric, it's $20 a window. There's 14 windows in there. I just want to throw that out.
I do have a question. I'm glad you brought that up. Because Aaron and I had spoke a little bit, and if there's volleyball players in there, that's why I was concerned with the wooden
Right.
frames coming loose. Tension rod might be the same, but could you Velcro the fabric to the windows the same as the wood would have been Velcroed? would that be an option to where
You
it's
know, I don't know, I
something
really
that-
not worked with Velcro too much, you know, I'm sure it comes with a sticky, tape type thing. I don't know if the heat from that would release that, even though it dries out the wood over time. I'm not sure.
They actually do make a sew-on Velcro also that I've used in the past when making bag closures. You can actually sew on the fabric, so that might eliminate the rot and wood.
You would have to stick the other side.
Right, you would buy some that was adhesive Velcro, like sticky, just like the window option, just like the frame option, and then some you could sew on the fabric, so I don't know.
How high are these windows up?
Very high.
So there wouldn't be any natural light if you put curtains on all of them.
What I bought was just plain black fabric, you know, some light would come through it, it's not blackout fabric, it's just black polyester fabric. And,
My experience with curtains and fabric is over time it is going to fade though,
Sure.
it is going to wear thin, so then we'll be back again. Of course, it is a cheaper option, but,
It's also gonna be hard to reach if we have issues with it. Look, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna be at the meeting tomorrow night, let's discuss this a little bit more. And we'll just put a couple of different options forward for the board
Yeah,
when
I
we
mean,
talk
you
about,
know, we have to try
when we do the
something.
workshop.
yeah, sounds
But this looks like, one way or another, it looks like an easy fix to me,
good, good, thank you.
so.
Thank you.
the only other thing I had was, we are proud of our staff here, and we're glad that they make you feel welcome, and, you see the positive
Thank you.
addition that they are, so thank you.
I don't know if this is relevant or not. There was a couple of things that I had noticed in the minutes. And one of the comments that Megan had made was it was hard to understand from the recording when she was doing the minutes. I do know that I think you, Mayor, had made notes. I don't know if you passed those on, but my impression from Megan was that she didn't have any notes to work with. All she had was the recording. So I'm just gonna, maybe you, Administrator, can work with her on the notes that you have to help her not totally rely on that recording since it was difficult for her to do.
Yeah, we've got Amanda here this evening, and sometimes Amanda's gonna be able to be here, but when she isn't here, I will be taking the notes. It's something that we will resolve internally, and frankly, once we have a city clerk, it won't be an issue anymore anyway. So in the short term, we'll make sure that we help Megan get the information she needs so that she can give you guys your notes. In the long term, the solution will fix itself.
Great. Anyone else? Anyone?
Sorry.
Let's say anyone from the public wish to address the board. Could you please come state your name and address, please?
My name is Scott Pierce, and I've lived here all my life. I live at the corner of Commercial and Cardinal Street. So, anyway, as you know, the city's trying to open that street up, which I'm all proponent of that. I've got dust all over my car for the last 30 years. I can't use the screens in my house. I can't use my attic fan. So I'm not opposed to the street. I think the street's great. However, I've had to deal with representatives from Cochran Engineering, which is the city's engineering contractor. And that has been a very frustrating experience. So I don't want to get into a bunch of details here because time is brief. But this is the site plan that, as of Friday, this was the current site plan. This is the same site plan they've had since February, so it's the one the city's been using. There are serious errors in this site plan. And the easy one to spot is where one of the property lines goes through Alderman Shelton's house. But it isn't just one property line, it's all the property lines on the entire site plan. Cochran says, no, 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 you're mistaken, Mr. Pierce. No, 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 we checked and checked and checked. And as of Friday, they agreed they had made a 20-foot error on the entire site. My brother's a licensed architect, we checked and double-checked this stuff. There are additional errors besides this one. There are legal errors on the plan as well, as far as property ownership goes, unrelated to me. Anyway, it's been frustrating. And without giving a great big story, and I could make a big presentation, I know time's limited. So really what I want to do is meet all of you and begin a relationship, or at least begin a dialogue with the city, instead of kind of going through Cochrane back and forth. So it's resolved, the street can move forward, and everything should be fine.
Mr. Pierce, let me give you my card. And if you could, get a hold of me, and let's, obviously we don't want to talk about these details right at the board meeting, but once you come in and talk to me, go through all of your issues, and we'll see if we can't help you get that figured out.
So yeah, I appreciate that. And I did do that. I came up with it for Travis. That's kind of how up to date I am. And they said, Travis hasn't been there for a while, and Travis' replacement is now being replaced. So it was easy. So yeah, we always try to work through channels if possible. And I didn't go to Cochrane. Cochrane came to me with documents, including legal takings documents for my property. So, it's a big deal to me. So, anyway, that's why I'm glad to meet you, my alderman. I didn't realize you were my neighbor, so pleased to meet you until I ran into you in my yard. And your name seems familiar. Are you related to like salines, termite salines?
Yeah. It's on there.
Okay.
And Pat was one of them, yes.
All right. I used to read about you all the time in Missouri. That's the attorney. What Missouri? I was dealing with. I've not met you before ever.
Mr. Pierce, thank you for bringing it to our attention.
And you seem familiar. Are you around here? You're not around.
I'm new.
That's just here.
No worries.
Chris, don't work, nice to meet you.
You're two, so I'm in one, but
Yeah.
No.
Sometimes two is better than one.
that's it.
Teasing.
So anyway, I guess the first step I'll take is to deal with Mr. Welke.
Yeah.
So I guess I've kind of accomplished what I need to accomplish right now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Pierce, thank you.
Please give me a call. Let's talk more.
Yeah, I will definitely be in touch. It doesn't, but yeah, it's a big deal to me because it affects me greatly. And so, anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You
Just
too.
a second. Does anyone else wish to approach the board?
Make a motion to enter executive session pursuant to RSMO 610.021 to discuss real estate.
Oh, second, I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman
Good evening, sir.
Guess we don't need anything except ourselves. Guess we don't need anything except ourselves.
You got it? Make sure that I get that for you.